time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We could go on pretending day by day that someone, somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free. As God has shown us, by turning stone to bread. And so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Oh, there's a choice to make it. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. We get down and out, and there seems no hope at all. But if we just believe, there's nowhere we can fall. Let's realize, that a change can only come when we stand together as one. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. So we'll make a better day, just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own life. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world.
To make a brighter day, so let's start
There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a brighter day. It's you and me. Come on, let me hear you. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Yeah. We are.
Hello.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. If you can hear me, can you just type yes on the chat box? If you can hear me, can you type yes on the chat box as we're about to start? Okay, great. So we have our moderators here in person of Downsy and Esther, who will be taking charge of the session right away. So I would invite Esther to start.
Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Um, Happy Children's Day. So let's just pray. Father, eternal of pages, we thank you for today. We thank you for this day. We thank you because the day you have made. We ask that, Lord, you fulfill purpose for today, Lord, in Jesus' name. We ask that the purpose for having today as Children's Day shall be fulfilled in each and every one of our lives in the name of Jesus. And at the end of the day, we'll have full cause to glorify your holy name in Jesus' name. For in Jesus' name I have prayed.
Guy, do well before Gamma come and vex you. Okay, I'm going live now. Hello, everyone. Glad to be here. I'm super glad to welcome you all to this event. This is one of the best events I've ever anchored. And then, yeah, we have our weekend photography backstage, Itodo Samuel backstage, and then Marigold backstage. Also, we have Achika Dogra backstage. We have Tolani Odukoya from Nigeria also backstage. And then we have Joshua. He's an amazing boy. I met him at one event and then he was amazing, really, really amazing. So super glad to have you here. I am Dansu Aniveme and yeah, enjoy the show.
Okay, that's awesome. So happy to have our moderators in the house, and we are going to start immediately. But first, I would like to welcome us all to 2020 Children's Day celebration hosted by the Innovative Child Network. Normally, for Children's Day, we're supposed to be at the stadium, marching, enjoying ourselves, but the current situation has changed the costs, which is actually for good. So a little brief about the Innovative Child Network. The Innovative Child Network is a platform, a youth-led non-profit organization that encourages skill-based learning for children, trains children, mentor, and also help them continue in their path of inspiring the world. We believe in the talents of every child. We believe in the potential of every child. We understand that the children are the future of tomorrow. And if we are to see this future, we have to train them well. We have to give them the right background. So that's what the Innovative Child Network is about, giving children the voice through empowerment, through skill based learning, and also about One Child One Book campaign. Last year we started the campaign, and the purpose of it was to contribute to the fourth sustainable development goals of the United Nations, which is quality education. And we understand that without children achieving literacy and numeracy in some sense, they will not be able to contribute to the development of the country. And so we had to embark on this project to bring together educational resources and also help children boost their basic numeracy and literacy skills. So far, it's been awesome. So for 2020, we started on the 1st of January, and it's been amazing. It's been wow. So I'm so delighted. I'm so grateful to everyone who has been part of this. And unfortunately, we're supposed to execute the project this month, 27th May, between 24th to 27th May. But unfortunately, we can because of the global crisis. But as soon as the crisis is, we're going to embark on distributing the books we've gotten to children, yeah, to children, and we hope that this book will help them boost their basic numeracy and literacy skills. So we are so excited to celebrate 2020 Children's Day with you all, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to get started we all can't wait to get started. So if you would like to be part of the Innovative Child Network, after this program, there will be a link for everyone to sign up. So it's basically for children between the ages of 6 to 15 years. So we train them on any skill area they would like to take, they would like to learn. We know children have come up to really love exploring their creativity, love being themselves, love learning skills. So we just give them the opportunity, bringing them under this platform. So it's actually open for every child in Nigeria and out of Nigeria, any child anywhere in the world would like to grow. And I'm so excited and delighted because since we started this journey in September last year, the Innovative Child Network, we've gotten a whole lot of support from parents to train their children, and parents have been so excited to see their child grow. And we are so also excited to see that every child is growing in his or an own way. And we can only hope for better days ahead. I believe in the future of every child. I believe in the future of Africans. I believe African children. I believe in the future of every child all over the world because I know this event is fueled by children out there. I don't know, from Nigeria, from Vietnam, from South Africa, from Ghana, from wherever you are. I just want you to know that you are a child who is treasured, who is loved, and will always look out to making sure that you grow well. So I'm so excited to welcome you to this event. While we get started immediately by welcoming our guests, our first guest speaker who is going to give us a keynote in person of Mr. Itsodo Samuel. He's a teacher. He's I like to call him a global figure. Yeah. So it's a teacher that's inspired me in so many ways. So I would like us to give a round of applause wherever you are, and let's introduce Mr. Samuel Itsodo. Hello, Mr. Samuel. Glad to have you here.
Hi, hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm glad,
Yeah,
glad to be on the show. Glad to be on the program.
thank you so much for
So,
being here. So, okay, go on.
okay, all right. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Itodo Samuel Anthony. As earlier introduced, I teach chemistry, physics, and mathematics at 8. I am also the founder of the New Frontiers Youth Forum, which is a community-based organization for young people, populated mostly by students in the ages of 13 and 18. Yeah, so that's me in summary. I'm single, and no, I'm not searching. Children's Day to every child out there. And I'm going to say I'm always pleased and honored when I have the chance to talk to young people because I'm passionate about young people. I'm passionate about the education of young people, especially. Today, I'm supposed to talk on becoming productive, harnessing your superpower. I have just 15 minutes, which is a terribly short time to talk to young people, but I'm going to try to say as much as possible in the short allotted time. You do not have any superpowers, by the way. I don't know why this topic is about you and your superpowers. I think what you have is potential, and potential is an ability to do something. So there's a whole lot you can do as young people. We all have that ability. Like for many of us, we are not exercising that ability yet, but we know there is that innate ability in us. Sometimes it's because we have a special talent, something we can easily do, and sometimes it's because there's a particular thing we're interested in that we just go ahead to develop. So I'm going to focus on your potential. It's enough. You really don't have to be a superpower. What we need is a group or a generation of young people who are in their own little way doing something to make the world a better place. So you don't have to be a superman to effect the kind of change that we want in our world. So Now, I'm going to talk about three major things I think you need to do to make the most of your potential. Three major things I think you need to get right in order to be a productive young person. And the three things are attitude. For me, I keep saying that attitude is practically everything. I think about a very positive attitude, an attitude that typically sets me apart from, my peers. And I'm going to emphasize on the need of young people to have the right attitude in this company. The people you surround yourself with, really, really important. And then the third one is the actions that you take. Now, I'm going to say, I keep telling my students, I'm a teacher, so I'm going to use a whole lot of references to students. I keep telling my students that my students who are teenagers, that they are the most important phase of their life. Young people, typically, teenagers are at the most important phase of their life. Unfortunately, it is at this phase that they make the most mistakes, which is understandable. So many young people make the most mistakes at this critical age in their life. Some of these mistakes that they make at this age go on to haunt them forever. So that is why I take close. There are certain things that in my own time we're not privy to dates. So anytime I have the opportunity to talk to young people, I emphasize on these things that I wish I had known when I was very much younger, when I was in their age. Now, whatever we turn out to be is most likely it's more often than not a product of the choices, a sum of the choices that we make in life. I admit that there are certain environmental factors that we cannot help, certain things in our environment, maybe where you're born, maybe the situation, the financial situation of your family. There are certain things you cannot help really. However, there are certain things that are in your hands, there are certain choices that you can make as a young person that will go a long way in deciding the kind of future that you end up with. So it is very important for us to take these choices really, really importantly. Now, I started by saying I was going to talk about three things: attitude. Young people typically move about with the attitude that there is a whole lot of time to get stuff right. I tell my students that if you can be responsible as a young person, you don't have to wait till you're 40 before you start acting responsibly. The chick that is going to grow into a roaster, you can tell from day one. So you need to start building that attitude right from day one. You don't have to be responsible. You don't have to make stupid choices just because you're 13, just because you're 15, and you think you have a lifetime ahead of you to correct the mistakes that you make now. Because some of the mistakes you make now, you are never going to have the chance to correct them. So you need to get the attitude right. You need to carry a positive attitude, a willingness to contribute, to solve problems in the world. So that's an attitude I want young people to have. Right now is the time. You cannot wait for 10 years later, because if you lose 10 years now, you are going to have to work twice. Those of you who are in secondary school, I tell students from SS1, you write your work in SSCE, is in SS1. You don't start preparing for WAEC 3 months to WAEC. That's a recipe for failure. You start from day one. From the moment you get into SS1, you start acting like someone who has an exam tomorrow. And what does that mean? You get your books, you get whatever materials. I keep telling my students that it was from SS1 I got all the past questions and answers booklet for WAEC. So from SS1, I was preparing like I had WAEC the next day. And by the time I was in SS2, I was ready. I wrote, young persons need to realize that there is really no time at that price. Keep it inside and start early. Do not wait until it is too late. The time you have it's like the tools you have to prepare in a gym. Champions, they say they are not made in a ring. They are made in a gym. So you don't wait till the last day before you start preparing. You start very early. In your journey for preparation for a particular goal, you need to surround yourself with the right people. I see young persons make these mistakes all the time. You see young people with great potential from JSS1 to JSS3. The moment they get into SS1, they surround themselves with people who they shouldn't be with. people who do not share similar goals, people who generally do not have a vision for their own life, what are going to have an influence on you. They are either going to lift you up, or people who are going to help persons. You generally become a better person yourself. So you need to get your company right. There is no point in you having 1,000 friends. You don't need that. You don't need too many friends. You find a few people who are focused, who share your values, who share your vision, and then you work with those people, especially at the secondary school level. You also have to decide that you don't want to be mediocre. I see a lot of mediocre people, a lot of average people around, a lot of people without focus. When I started teaching in 2014, I realized that my students had no dreams, they had no goals. For them, they just lived their life. But the summary of their life was putting on uniform, coming to school, and going back home. And I felt that there was something wrong. I mean, you have to have a drive for every single day. Otherwise, you're going to waste time like it's nothing. Before you realize it, you've lost 5 years. If you cannot account for the thing that you have to get right, then I'm going to come down to action. You need to start acting from a very young age. I cannot stress this enough. It's not enough for you to have the right attitude. Surround yourself with the right people. You need to act. You need to act. In summary, I keep telling students that the world is interested in problem solvers. We have too many persons who know about the problems of the world already. We have too many persons who can prefer solutions, right? However, what the world needs is problem solvers. And this is how I train my students. I'm training them to be problem solvers. And being a problem solver means you should be able to identify problems in your community, and you should be able to think critically about these problems and come up with solutions that are going to benefit the community. So what are the things that you can do as a young person to make the most of your time? Number one, you have to live a purpose-filled life. You have to live a life of purpose. You have to have goals that you want to achieve. Using my students again, the first thing I did when I realized that and go back home and then it was fine, I started an initiative called the Goal Book Initiative. And what did I do with that book? A notebook and the goal book. And in that goal book, every day they wrote down 5 goals, 5 things that they wanted to achieve for that particular day. And then at the end of the day, during the course of the day, they strove to achieve those 5 goals. It could be simple stuff like learn 10 new words today, assignment, or whatever it was, just basic stuff. But they had to have that sense of purpose that they couldn't just live every day like it didn't matter. Like time was not important. And then students did this for a couple of months. So every day they went back home and then they wrote down the things that they achieved and the things that they couldn't achieve. So the ones that they carried over, and then they brought back the notebook the next day. And I had to assess to see, okay, why didn't you do this particular? They had this commitment. They made the commitment to go back and achieve the things that they couldn't achieve on the first day. So that changed the mentality of my students, because they realized that it was not enough to just be a student. You have to have a goal. You have to have a vision for your life. You just couldn't live life every day like it didn't matter. So that was one of the things that I did, and then it created some kind of mentality of purpose, which is something that every young person should have, right, for sale. If you don't know where you're going to, any wind will take you wherever you want to go to. And that's why it's so easy for you to be good. And it's a terrible way to live your life. You should say, actually, I have penciled down this particular activity to carry out today, and I have not achieved that. So young persons must come up with goals, preferably daily goals. The second thing I want you to do is treat every day of your life like a building block. Like you are creating a CV. A CV is a curriculum vitae. It's like a document you submit when you are looking for a job. From secondary school, treat every single day you spend in a secondary school or wherever you are as a young person as a day that you have to build your CV. Like as a preparation, take it that you're in a battlefield or wherever, some kind of factory, some kind of labor room where you are creating the ideal kind of person and the ideal kind of skills that you want. So I'll ask you to create a CV. If you cannot create a CV, ask your parent at home to give you a CV template. I'm sure if you get your CV now, you're going to see that you have basically nothing to test. 3 who have wonderful CVs, who have CVs that are actually better than the CVs 80%, if I may quote statistics off my head, 80% of our graduates do not have. And that is because they have been doing a whole lot of stuff, basic stuff, actually, from secondary school. A whole lot of stuff that have developed their skills that they can actually put on a CV. So if you walk about with that mentality that every day is an opportunity for you to build your CV, then you are going to be forced to do something. Next, I want you to do is do not wait for opportunities to come before you start acting. Start acting now. They say success is typically the intersection between opportunities and opportunity. There's an opportunity and then they start running around. We had students, and the theme of that essay competition was I got entries from several students. While almost everyone was saying young people should do this, young people can do this, young people should, I did. And that made a whole difference. So when the judges read, his essay stood out because his essays spoke about the things that he did and not the things that people should do. So it's the same attitude I want you as a young person. When there is no opportunity, that's how you get ready for the opportunities. You don't have to wait for the opportunity before you start working. You don't have to wait for the fellowship opportunity that asks for 10 volunteer hours before you start scrambling around to get 10 volunteer hours. Because if you start volunteering from SS1, from JSS1, for instance, by the time you are in SS3 and an opportunity is asking for 10 hours, you probably have 100 hours already. That gives you, you're never going to have those skills that are required for those opportunities because the time that they should have used to develop the skills, they wasted that particular time. So you need to start early. I want to say something to those of you who are prefects in secondary schools. There is a very important, there's a need for you to lead with a sense of direction. And what does that mean? If you are the head boy, if you are the head girl, I thought unfortunately too many people waste the opportunity. So at the end of your tenure, the most you can tell me is that you're the head boy of your school and nothing else. No one is interested in what you wear. People are only interested in what you did, what you achieved. And how are you going to do stuff? How are you going to achieve stuff without a guide when you don't have any plan, you don't have any vision? So as a prefect, one thing that you need is called a plan of action. A plan of action is something you can do every single thing. It details all the projects that you want to carry out, why you want to carry them out, who is going to join you in carrying those stuff out, and how you are going to measure this success from those particular projects. So assistant or deputy head boy, and you lead with a plan, and then you understand. I want to get the sanitary whatever right. We want to make the market square to be tidy. Whatever it seems as well, don't work alone. You get other people involved, and then you carry out. That makes it very easy for you to have tangible results as a leader. I am saying this because a few years from now, the thing is when you're in secondary school, you really are very short-sighted, unfortunately, and that is why this opportunity to let you know about these things ahead of time is really, really important. The thing is, 5 years from now, the things that you don't consider important right now, you are going to consider them important. But then you're not going to have the skills that you're going to skills. So it's something that
Exactly.
you need to develop right from now. Okay.
Yes,
something
sir.
else I'm going to say besides having a plan of action is what are the things that you need? We're talking about harnessing your potential. What can you do? Be productive. What can you do as a young person to be productive? You are not the governor of a state. You're not the president. You're not a minister. So you might be thinking that there is so little that you can do to be productive, but there's a whole lot you can do to be productive, not just for yourself, but for your community. The first thing I'm going to say is you have to develop yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. You have to use your time wisely. Read books. At this stage, I'm going to advise you to read motivational books so that you help form the right values in you. Read motivational books, get the right values of responsibility, of accountability, of integrity, of empathy, of community service. Those are the kind of things that you want to imbibe at this young age. You get those values of time management, collaboration with young people, and all that. So you develop that skill, you have something in you, then you can give, because you really cannot give unless you have. Take this time out to, in your plan, in your goals, for instance, decide to read a book in a week, for instance, decide to learn 10 new words, for instance. That way you build yourself. Then what I cannot say, every single opportunity for international, for young persons to have access to international opportunities, typically they ask for volunteering experience. And why do they ask for volunteering experience? They want to see if you care about your community, if you have done anything without asking for reward, if you are the kind of person that will be willing to develop your community without necessarily getting an incentive. How can you prove that without this experience? So you can volunteer as a young person. You can also initiate a project which is stronger than volunteering. Talking about volunteering, what are the kind of stuff that you can do? I'm going to use the experience of my students. So 5 of them who applied for an educational grant a few years, primary school children ahead of their common entrance exams. That was all he did. He just gathered primary school children and taught them. There are other students who are volunteering to teach children how to read and write. They are basic stuff, just stuff that you can do. Some other students helped people in his locality.
Well said, sir.
So these are stuff that you can do. And then finally, I'm going to say, as a young person, use your youth to initiate projects and solve local problems. Look around you, there are so I have a particular student, 2 of them actually, who they formed an environmental task force for other young persons, and then they go to the market to clean the markets every day before the market day.
Wow.
So by doing that, they have already created a solution to a problem that they identified. Another student
Wow.
tried to tackle the challenge of cultism, which is a rampant
Really nice.
phenomenon in our community. And what did he do? He knows how to dance. So he used his dancing skill and got other people who are dancing. And through dancing, they are creating awareness, something, creating an initiative that solves a local problem. I have another student who is addressing the issue of teenage pregnancy. And she started a club called Guys on Track. So via this club, through this club, she's getting young boys and young girls together, and they're talking about the factors that contribute to teenage pregnancy and awareness in the community. So this is something that you could do. I'm going to youth leaves you with an acre of time ahead of you. Don't waste that time. Start acting today, volunteer today, live a life of purpose, get a life of direction, develop yourself, because you cannot give what you do not have. Volunteer any opportunity you get. Identify problems in your community and come up with solutions to them. A much brighter future.
Wow. This is amazing, sir. This is really amazing. Like, I'm super excited to have you on here. Like Mr. Itodo said, this is really amazing. Like Mr. Itodo said, he said something about your attitude is everything. That means your attitude is your altitude. Ensure you have the best attitude. And then he also said something that caught me. He says nobody's interested on what you wear. Be intentional about your growth, which is really amazing. And then thank you so much for attending this session, sir. We really appreciate you. Right now, without further ado, I'll be bringing in someone I'm really excited to be on stage with, which is Achika Dogra. I'm really excited. Really excited.
Wowie. Can everyone hear me okay? Yes? Okay. I'm just going to get started then. Thank you so much, Blessing, for inviting me to this incredible event. I'm so happy to share whatever advice I can. And I think Children's Day is such an incredible day to celebrate the potential and the power of children, not only in the future, but right now, and the things that they can do to change the world right now. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share a PowerPoint presentation that I've made. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Here it is. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. Perfect. So today I'm going to be talking about finding your passion project. And we'll get to what exactly a passion project is later, but in essence, it's something that you're really passionate about that you turn into a project to help yourself or to help others. But a little bit about me to begin with. Hello, my name is Archika. I actually live in Seattle, Washington in the United States. I've grown up there and I was born there. And two things that I'm very interested in is education and how that works and intersects with technology. So I love to teach kids, and I also love to code. I love to use technology to create things as well. So what exactly is a passion project before we talk about how you can start your own as a child? So a passion project follows 5 key things. First, you want to be able to empower yourself. So it's something that you choose to start on your own terms. Second, it has a positive impact. It can have a positive impact on you. It can have a positive impact on other people. It doesn't matter how many people it reaches as long as it's helping yourself or helping someone else along the way. Third, it's outside of school and work, so it's something that you've chosen to dedicate your own time to. Fourth, it's something that you feel like you can put your 100% into. And fifth, it's something that brings you happiness along with the people who are involved in your project. So we can start off with what is my passion project to give you guys an example of something that I've worked on that I feel like I've put my 100% into, and that has given me a lot of happiness over the years. So I run this organization called the EduSTEM Initiative, and what it does is that it brings STEM education to over 2,500 youths in 24 locations across 7 countries. So this is over 200 free workshops, programs, and events. And basically the reason why I find this so amazing and fulfilling is because every week I get to get up in the morning and know that at least one day in that week I'll be able to teach kids and work with them, especially those in need of science, technology, engineering, and math education opportunities. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey. How did I start this passion project? The first thing that I did was that I discovered a problem. So the problem that I discovered was inequity and inequalities and who has access to impact-focused STEM education, which is, again, science, technology, engineering, and math. The reason why I realized this problem was that I walked into my first computer science, so coding classroom, and I was the only girl in a room of 30 boys. And that's when I realized that there was not a lot of equality in who's getting these STEM opportunities. What I wanted the STEM environment to look like is students from all backgrounds, regardless of what culture they're from, regardless of what their gender is from, regardless of how much money their parents make. I want students from all backgrounds to have opportunity and accessibility to learning about the amazing things that science and technology can do for the world. So that's where I got to step 2. I wanted to start small and local by starting this program at a local community center that taught 15 kids for 6 months. So as you can see from the pictures here, we had kids make rockets, we had kids learn about rovers, they played games, and they got certificates for the work that they did. And through this very small program, that's where I really found that this is what I was passionate about. I was passionate about teaching kids, I was passionate about teaching them science, and I was passionate about teaching them so that they can learn that the skills that they learn can be used to positively impact the world around them, regardless of their background, that there is a space for their voice to be included in the classroom. So that's when I get to step 3 of my journey. And that's really finding my passion within this project and expanding to share this passion. So the way that I wanted to do this was bringing the curriculum, bringing the funding, and bringing the resources I had to other young people in other states and countries so that they can bring the STEM education for youths who need it the most within their communities. So I had a lot of friends who were from different countries from my summer camp that I attended the year before. So we started opening chapters in places like Turkey, as you can see in the upper right corner, and Thailand, which is in the lower right corner. And this really began just by reaching out to friends, people that I knew. And then once it started gaining momentum and more people started getting involved, that's when people started applying to join our project as well. So it was a very fulfilling process, because not only did I get to work within my community, and I continued to work within my community, I was able to expand the reach of this project and share my passion with so many other people who were also committed towards working to the same goals. So that's where we get to step 4. And that's when I really took the step back to tell my story. So I had my passion project, but who was I in relation to this passion project? Why did I want to do this? And what did this have to do with my long-term goals? Well, I knew that my long-term goals were to work in technology, but to use it to help others and for social impact, especially by giving more educational opportunity and technologies to students in need. So EduSTEM played an enormous role in teaching me a little bit of how I could do this on the scale of holding workshops, shipping materials and technologies to different countries, and setting up classrooms in different areas. So I had the opportunity to tell my story at conferences, events, and also to family and friends. In fact, I met Blessing at a conference in Qatar, the World Innovation Summit for Education, and that was an amazing place. We both got to tell our stories. So really finding your passion project leads to so many incredible things, like being able to tell that story that has to do with you and your project. And so this is really where it comes into what did I learn. So I'm 18 years old. I started this project when I was 14 years old. So first of all, it is never too young to make a change. Some people will tell you maybe you're too young. Do not listen to them and just move forward, because there's going to be some things that you get out of this project that are irreplaceable. And I kind of put them in the format of the word passion. So first, you find purpose. Second, you are always actively growing and you're learning more every day when you work on this project. Third, you get to tell your story. So storytelling is a very important part. Sharing your work is also equally important as doing the work itself. Next, you learn about self-care. Oftentimes, your passion project is something that you can kind of step away from work, you can step away from school, and you can work on this project because you really care about it, and it helps you feel productive, but also it helps you relax in a way. Then it's inspirational, and I'm not saying inspirational as in I'm inspirational, I'm saying that you're inspired by the people around you. It's not you who has to seek inspiration within yourself. You should start off by doing that, and it's amazing, but soon you start getting inspiration from the kids that you're working with. You start getting inspiration from the mentors that you have along the way, and the people that you meet at conferences, the people that you meet at different workshops, and parents. So it's a really inspirational journey in that sense. Next is, do not think that if you have an idea, someone else will do it for you. Only you can do it. It's your idea, and you know exactly how you want to envision it. So go ahead and start that project, and I'll give you more advice on how to do that in 5 easy steps. And lastly, do not give up. People might tell you no, people might say that they're not interested in helping you, but that's just one person. You'll find 10 other people who care about the project that you're working on and who want to see you create a positive impact in your community. So these are some things that I've learned from running my own passion project. And now I want to help you start your own passion project as a young child or a teenager. So here's some examples of how small passion projects can start off. So maybe this girl Blair loves to learn the language French. So she started an after-school French club to explore the culture and language and teach kids about different kinds of cultures around the world of French-speaking countries. Then, say Sadie's father is starting to feel joint pains. She creates this app that helps people exercise safely. Say Gertrude used to live in a town where there wasn't clean water. She wanted to raise money by selling cookies, as she loved to bake, to build sanitation pipes. So as you can see, there are so many creative ways that you can start your own passion project, and that's just really an exceptional thing. So now I want to get to talking about 3 or 4, 5 steps to bring a passion project to your community. So number one is to ask yourself important questions. What do you care about the most? What matters to you? And what is an idea that you have that could improve your community? Number two would be to think globally and act locally. So first, start small, work with your immediate community, and start testing your idea and improving your project. The third step is to grow as an individual and grow your project. Growth doesn't just mean bringing your ideas to new locations like I did in my project. It can also mean coming up with new and improved solutions, expanding your team, getting your project to more people within that immediate community. And then step number 4, I'd say, would be to find your story within your project. What does this project say about who you are and what you value? What are your life goals, and how does this project bring you a step closer? What are you exploring about yourself through this project, and ultimately, who are you? That leads me to the last step. So step 5 would be take care of yourself, smile, and enjoy every moment. When you don't feel like you're putting your 100% into your project, it is totally fine to move on. Passion projects are meant to be enjoyable. They're meant to be fun. They're meant to make you feel fulfilled. And once that stops happening, that's completely normal. Sometimes people want to move on to new phases in their projects and in their life. But when you start young and you start as a child to do this, you're testing the waters as to how you can organize, how you can create, and how you can impact others. So I think it's really wonderful to start early, and it can be very small. It can be working with one other person, 2 other people. It can be building something in your house. It doesn't have to be big at all. All I think is that every child should have a passion project by turning passion into action, because it gives you a sense of purpose, and it makes you, it gives you the skills to become the leaders of not only tomorrow, but of today. And I truly believe that every child watching this and every child who will come across this amazing event will learn that through every single speaker. So thank you all so much for having me. And I hope that you'll be able to turn passion into action soon. And I can't wait to see what kind of projects you will come up with eventually.
Hi, Dogra. Thank you very much. That was a nice one. Like, my mind is blown up. So I have a lot of things written down here with everything you've spoken about. You talked about passion, you talked about discovering problem and solving it, talked about starting small. You don't have to be big before you start something. Talked about age is not really a barrier. You talked about opportunities around us and making use of everything. Like, I can just continue to list and list and list and list and list. That's really amazing. Thank you so much, Dogra. We really appreciate it, and definitely we'll show you what we can do. Don't worry. From Nigeria, we'll show you that we have a lot of potential. A lot of things.
Yeah, I can definitely see. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
do have a nice day. Okay, that was a wonderful one. Yes. So we're going to move on to the next person, and that is Tolani Odukoya. So I don't know if Tolani is set yet or not. But before then, I don't know. I just want to go over what Dogra said. If we can, while we wait for Tolani. So she talked about something that really touched me, and that's starting young. So she said she started at the age of 14. And you know, the way she said it was that nobody should tell you what to do and what you cannot do. Don't say because I am young, then I can't achieve this. Don't say because I am just 5 years old or 6 years old, I can't have an effect in my community. And that word really struck me. It's a mentality that we all need to change this part of the world. A lot of people feel like, I'm still small, don't worry, when I grow old, when I grow big, I'll start that thing. And the funniest part is, kids are the ones that have the most brightest ideas. You know, their imaginations are wide. So they have several ideas on their head that can really change the world. And just like Douglas said, I would really appreciate if we can start something. You're not too young, even if you're 5 years old, even if you're 2 years old. You can start with playing a piano, playing a guitar. Probably you know it very well, then you teach your friends, then your friends teach other people, you organize a lesson in your community. Then probably you're very good at math or English, then you can put every other person through. That's how it starts. That's how we make the world a better place, you know. And there are several needs in your area that needs change. A lot of things in your area that if you and I don't like this way, the way this auntie did this, and I don't like the way this person did that thing. That is why you are there, to make that change happen. Discover your purpose, you know. Have passion for things that you do also. And she talked about goals, and I think that is another thing that we've not really been talking about, because we feel everybody is small and all of that. So she talked about goals. As a young lady that she is, she already had goals. She had short goals, she had long-term goals. She already outlined everything. It's good to understand, like what Mr. Itodo said earlier. If you don't know what a goal is or what goals are, ask your parents, ask your teacher, ask anybody to explain to you what goals are, how to achieve your goals. Goals is basically okay, let me give you a very simple example. Probably you are age 8 now, and by age 10 you want to know how to play football very well, like the popular footballers. It's a goal for you. Oh, wow, that sounds nice. It's a goal for you to put into work that I'm going to start learning how to play football. So by age 10, I'll be able to play very well like C. Ronaldo or somebody like that. I hope you understand all of the things I'm saying. I hope you are getting one or two things from this. And Mr. Tolani Odukoya is up. I am waiting for Mr. Tolani. Okay, we are waiting for Mr. Tolani to come up. So we move on.
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Okay, Talani is up. I think he's having issues joining. I can see his messages on the news feed. Yes, he's trying to navigate his way and hopefully gets it done soon. Okay, Talani is up. I think he's having issues joining. I can see his messages on the news feed. Yes, he's trying to navigate. Hi, Blessing. If you can hear me, please, can you bring up the music till we wait for Tolani to come up?
We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. So let's start giving. There's a choice for me. Ever save and ever lives. It's true, we'll make a better day. You and me. We are the ones. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. So let's start giving. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. Yes, sir. We are the ones that make us proud day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true. We make a better day. Just you and me. Let's go. All right. Did you hear what I said? There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true. We make a better.
Hi everyone. For the two sessions we just had, I hope you were able to get one or two things from there. I learned so much from Achika session and Mr. Samuel Itodo's session as well. And the next person we are going to have is Mr. Tolani Odukoya, who is the director for the Mindset Africa. So we're going to have Tolani here. Hi, Tolani. Wow, is off. So I think it's having a little bit of network issues on this end. So we're going to have Tolani, who's going to talk to us, especially the teenagers, on how we can start. So after Tolani, we're going to have a panel session with Joshua Agbola and Mai Nguyen from Vietnam, Joshua from Nigeria, and Mai Nguyen from Vietnam. Okay, so let's see. Hi, Tolani.
Hi, Blessing. Thank you so very much for the opportunity to be here. I'm very grateful to be here. I'm indeed very grateful.
I'm glad the network is now steady. So please go ahead. The stage is all yours. The floor is all yours.
All right. Thank you very much, Blessing. And I also want to commend your team for putting this together. I actually want to apologize for the backlog in the process of joining in. I mean, it's one of the issues we have here. You can see I'm sweating at the moment. All right, so I will just go straight to the point. I understand I don't have the luxury of time on my side. All right, so today I will be sharing from my personal experience as a young person growing up in an underserved community and how I have initiated change over the years and how I am helping other young people, find purpose to live in. All right, so it's always very interesting to tell young people like myself that I was not born with a silver spoon. I mean, it's growing up for me was one of the toughest and most challenging moments of my life because I don't have the resources as it were to grow up. I was brought up by a single mother. She had almost nothing. It was very difficult for me to go to school. It was very tough for me to take up 3 square meals per day. I mean, it was very challenging. And I could remember those years when I had to go do some car wash business, when, I had to do a lot of tedious work before and after school just to ensure I live a stable life and also support my mother, as it were. So the topic before me today is thriving in a similarly difficult environment as a young person. So how was it like for me? So I'll be sharing certain principles based on my personal experience and how it had affected me positively as a young person. So I would say while growing up, I had several terrible experiences growing up in a very remote community, growing up with some sort of children who find it difficult to discover their potential, who find it difficult to set an ambition for themselves. So I was sort of mixed up with people. So it was very, very, very difficult for me to stand out. However, I think one of the things that stood me out while growing up was the fact that I had a very big dream. I had a very, very, very big dream. I mean, my parents were not educated. None of my parents could afford finishing secondary school. So it was as bad as that. Nobody in my family had ever attended a university. Nobody in my family had ever attended any school. So it was as bad as that. But one particular principle I would like to share is that every young person, no matter how difficult the situation is, no matter how challenging your story is, you shouldn't stop dreaming big. So I had a very big dream that I was going to become a medical doctor, although it was very crazy. I mean, it was looking almost unachievable to people. Nobody could believe somebody of my kind, considering the kind of family I came from, can, can gain admission as a medical student. I mean, nobody in my family had ever attempted such, not to even talk of, gaining admission for medicine and surgery. So I think when I was growing up in my junior secondary school phase, I had a very big dream that I was going to become a medical doctor. I went to a government school. It was difficult. Most people dropped out of school based on, almost similar situation we had faced. Many people in my school, had the same situation. A lot of them cannot even afford school fees. A lot of them cannot even afford school uniform, rather. It was as bad as that. But my dream kept pushing me. So I had this very big dream. And this is what I'm going to be telling everybody here today, is that as a young person, you need to dream very big. Have that clear vision of, so you need to have the picture of the end at heart, even in the present. So I think that was one of the things that helped me. So I had that dream and I was very dogged about it. I was very, very, very dogged about it. So and that would lead me to the intersection between purpose, pursuit, and passion. So I had a passion that I love medicine. I have this passion within me. I don't know. So I think there is a difficulty most young people have, especially as a teenager, and it's the fact that you really cannot define what your purpose in life is, and that is general. Most people in this very phase of life find it difficult. You really cannot say in 10 years' time, this is where I'm going to be. You really cannot say specifically that as at 2030, May 27, this is where I'm going to be. But you can have a clear vision. You can have a vision that, okay, this is what it would look like. But one of the things that will drive you really closer to where you have desired is your passion. And that was what I had when growing up. So I had this passion, but the pursuit towards pursuing my purpose with my passion was very crazy. So to thrive in a very difficult situation, in a very tough environment, you need to have a passion. You need to have a very dogged passion. I need to pursue it really hard. So I would also say that every young person have a potential. In fact, we have a series of potentials, especially as a young person. You will notice that you can do a whole lot of things. You can try out a whole lot of things, irrespective of the circumstances around. You will discover that you can do a whole lot of things. Just like the way some persons can sing, some persons can draw, some persons can dance, and do so many other things. So I would say one of the things that helped me was the fact that I tried out a whole lot of things. A number of people would not know that I had written about 4 books when I was in junior school. When I was in GSS2, between GSS2 and GSS3, I wrote about 4 different books. However, I couldn't publish any of those books based on the fact that my mother had a terrible financial challenge. So I could remember me talking to a publisher back then that I want to publish one of my books, and she told me I was going to pay 40,000 naira to publish one of my book. I mean, 40,000 naira for me and my mother was a whole lot of money. But then I somehow, forgo that dream of becoming an author. Although I wrote several books. So one of the things I did then was that I had those books written, but I give them out for rentage. So I rent my books during break time. Some of my classmates, who fall in love with my writing prowess, they come, rent my books for 20 naira, 30 naira for a period of time, and I make a lot of money from there. And I remember myself channeling those money I get back then to helping my mother's business. I also remember how that I was very talented. I was very much good at playing table tennis. I represent Lagos State. I represent Nigeria at several national and international competition. Back then. So one of the things that helped me out was that as much as I can discover some of my potential, I exploit them very well. So my advice to young people out there is that you have something in you, irrespective of where you find yourself, irrespective of the kind of background you've grown up from. You have something in you that can make you stand out. However, if you don't explore those potentials you have, you might really find it difficult to get to where you want to be in life. So that's one of my points: discovering your passion and exploring your potential. I'm very grateful some of our facilitators had shed more light on this, and that's highly commendable. So my second point is that you need a clarity of purpose. So in as much as you have several potentials, in as much as you can do a whole lot of things, you need to hit the nail on the head and have a definite direction. So for me, as much as I could do a lot of things back then, I still have this very big dream that was bigger than me, and that was the fact that I was going to become a medical doctor. So I never allowed every other potential I had to overwhelm my dream of becoming a medical doctor. So one of the things I did was that I weighed my SWOT analysis. I weighed it. So I was able to discover my strength. I was able to discover my weakness, the opportunities and threats around me achieving my dream of becoming a medical doctor. So one of the things I did around purpose clarification was the fact that I was able to seek for mentorship. So I have this particular teacher back then when I was in SS. So she discovered that I was I was the best student in my school back then. Like this, because of the passion I had to become a medical doctor. So I was very dogged about it. Sometimes I could remember how much I read. Sometimes I had to read for 18 hours a day. It was that crazy. Sometimes I read as much as I could, despite the fact that I had to go do some extra hustle to support my mother, to support my sister, because I have a younger sister back then. It was very crazy, but as much as I could support myself emotionally, mentally, and financially, I strived really hard. And that is one encouragement I want to give to several young people out there. You can be more. You just need to be your own number one motivator. Just have this big dream. So as much as you can have a very big dream, as much as that dream is bigger than you would have enough fuel and passion to drive towards it. So clarity of purpose is very important. So as I was saying, I met with my teacher back then. I told her that I want to achieve certain things in the next 2-3 years. I want to write my WAEC and JAMB once. I want to become a medical doctor and all of those things. But however, I do not have the funding, because if I gain admission today, I can't really tell where my school fees are going to come from, because my mother can't afford it. So I told her about it, and she was very excited about my dream, and that was how she adopted me. I started living with her back then. So that will lead me to another point that says your story is your uniqueness. You should tell it. So I discovered I had this story back then. I mean, some of my classmates were doing fine. I mean, a lot of them, their parents could afford their their daily activities. They could feed well. They could, as much as every normal child could do. They could afford all of their expenses. Unlike my own parents, they couldn't. So, but I realized my story was my story, and that was my uniqueness. However, I was not deprived of that. I never allowed my story to weigh me down. Instead, I saw my story as my strength. So whenever I get the platform and the opportunity, to share my story with young people. Back then in secondary school, I did a small. Some people would tell me how that my story had inspired them, and they would love to, support my dream. And that was how a lot of people and helped lift the burden off my mother. And from there, I was fortunate enough. I wrote my WAEC once. I wrote my JAMB once. I wrote my post-UTME once. And for the very first time, somebody was going to be entering the university in my family, which is me. I got in for medicine and surgery. I mean, I wrote my WAEC once. I wrote my JAMB once. I wrote everything once, and I got admission for medicine and surgery. I mean, to me, this was a very big accomplishment. So one thing I realized was that I was so dogged about my dream, and I strived hard for it. So seeking mentorship and sharing your story is very, 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 very key to achieving your dream. So like I had said, clarity of purpose is very, very important. Seek for mentorship and ensure you draw strength from your story, because that is your uniqueness. Your story is very, 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 very important. And I also want to make another point, which is be very strategic about the kind of friends you make out with, the kind of friends you move along with while in your teenage years. I really wish, first of all, I think I want to commend people like Downsy. I mean, this guy is an amazing guy. Whenever I get to read his profile sometime, I see all the amazing work he's done. In fact, I wish I could go back to my teenage years and get things done the right ways. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for where I am today, and I'm more grateful for people like Downsy and every other young people out there who are doing amazing stuff. So be very strategic about the kind of friends you make. Be very, very, very strategic. So I could remember how some of my friends back then had helped me achieve my dream. Some of them had the money, but they needed accountability partner. They had seen a vision ahead of me. They had seen dream ahead of me. So it's like a kind of collaboration and partnership. So I had friends like that who were ready to sponsor me financially, despite the fact that we were in the same class. But they helped me a lot. Spiritually, academically, in all ramifications, they helped me a lot. And I still have those of my friends. Just about 3 of us, we grew up together, and I'm very glad the 2 other of my friends are doing amazingly well where they are now. So your friends matter a lot. They are your greatest inspiration. They matter a lot. So I can see Esther. Esther is coming up on stage already. I think I don't have all the time on my side. I wish there could be a room for question. I think that's where I would like to say a lot more. But
no problem.
Because of my time, I think I would love to speak. So my take home nugget is that have a very big dream. Have a very big dream and be very dogged about achieving it. Never mind what naysayers are saying. Never consider your background, your circumstances. They are all part of the makeup story. You're going to share the story someday. And that is why it is your uniqueness. By the time you achieve your dream eventually and you start telling every other people your story, you wouldn't know how 1,000 of number of people that will be inspired by your story. And that is why God had placed those hurdles before you, just for you to be a big testimony out there. Thank you very much for having me. I'm super, super excited to be sharing my story with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was amazing, Kalani. And the people that we had yes, probably could have been more interesting and really, I really wanted to listen to your story. I have a lot of things to sit down. Yes, and that reminds me, please, if you're hearing my voice, kindly get a notepad and a pen or a pencil. Even if it's one or two words you can write down, just make sure you write it down, then you go back to it. I have my own notepad here. Unfortunately, I don't have a pen. That's just as a pen. So just get anything and write down a lot of things. So Tonani shared a lot of things there. And the biggest I can get is what you emphasized upon, and that's dreaming big and be dogged about achieving your dreams. Like that's one big deal. Find your purpose, pursue it, have passion for what you're doing, understand who you are, know the type of friends you keep, motivate yourself constantly. Just stand out in everything you do. Your uniqueness makes you stand out, and you really need to dwell on it. So thank you, Mr. Tolani. And if there's still time, you come up to continue. So the next thing on our agenda is we're having a panel session which will be handled by Downsy, and our panelists is Joshua Hagola and Dunguyen Maya. I am so sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name very well. I think Maya is from Asia. Yes. And Downsy should be up soon to take the panel session, and the panel session is titled "Hear My Story." Yeah, so we're going to listen to this one story. They're I think between age of 10 to 15 thereabout, and they're really doing amazing well. So it's good for us to hear their story. Let's hear what they have to tell us, so we get more inspired and motivated. I'm sure you're getting inspired with everything you've been listening to. I'm sure you've been able to get one or two things that will make you rethink about things you are doing. I want to do more, and I hope it's worth it, really. So Downsy, where are you? Can you kindly come up? So we move on.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm super glad to have Mai here. How are you doing, Mai?
I'm great, thank you. So can you hear me clearly?
So basically, I'm just going to be asking a few questions, and then
Yes.
I hope you are honest very, very honest, so we can all learn. Yes, I can. Yes.
No, go on.
So first question is, tell us 3 persons that helped you grow, that helped you be who you are today, and then who have left a lasting impact in everything you've done today.
Thank you for your questions. That's an interesting question. So I want the first person that have the most impact on me is my parents. Of course, I meet my parents, and my mom and my dad aren't rich, like financially, but they teach me how to be grateful and how to love people around you, and that is one of the most important impact of your successful. So yeah, the second factor is my school. So it's almost the same as my parents. They teach me how to love people. They teach me knowledge, and they teach me skills to learn things from the world. And the person is myself. Of course, I meet myself. But what I mean here is that I meet my true self. I know everyone in the world has under the stereotype, and that is the most the hardest thing that uh, that that the hardest thing that you must overcome when you come to successful. So I want to share my story here. Um, so basically, I love music and I love education. I love to teach people. I love to speak to people. But when I was small, I was 4. I started to play the piano. But almost everyone in my family or just friends said that I'm not going to be successful because I'm a girl and I'm Asian. But I believe in myself, and I just go on with that dream. I have the mindset in my mind, and that is one of the start that I feel like, yeah, this the most important thing. And when it comes to education, Steve
Wow.
Jobs once said that people who are crazy enough to change the world are the ones who do. So I think that young people, like children in general, or just people in general, you don't ever feel guilty or don't ever apologize for growing yourself to help the world. So that's one of the first step. After I have the mindset in my mind, I have to do it. Of course, I have to do it. So I have put myself under self-discipline because I strongly believe that motivation doesn't always there for you, and you must choose the pain between discipline or the pain of regret of not doing it. So after that, after like have discipline, I must take the
Okay.
opportunities. Yeah. This is also one of my opportunity to share my story with you guys, and I just keep doing it, just keep reading books, growing myself, developing myself, and once I achieve it, I just told myself that this is just the beginning, and I have to move on because the world needs people to develop and to help each other, and that is my story.
Oh wow, wow. This is really nice. Really, really nice. I'm super glad to have Joshua here. I can see Joshua. Joshua, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Joshua, you're an inspiration.
Can
I'm
you hear
super
me?
happy to be on the same stage with you. Yes, I can.
Oh, thank you.
I'm super happy to be on the same stage with you, Joshua. You have three children, and then yeah,
Thank you, sir.
if you're going to count how many people have helped you, like if you're weighing it, who helped you get here, and just 3 people that helped you get to where you're at today.
Okay, if I should round up the people who have helped
Yeah,
me,
just three
it,
people that helped
it's
you.
uncounted. Okay, three
Yeah,
people, three
just
main people. Okay, three
ah
main people who have helped me.
yeah.
Okay, my mom, my dad, and God. They
Mm-hmm.
have helped me. No, it's in all my doing. My mom and dad and my family too. They're and also other mentors I have in my technological schools. They have always been helping me.
Okay, wow, this is nice. So you say your mom, that's your parents, and then God, and then mentors, yeah?
And one of my mentors are my dad, and other people in my technological schools too, like semicolon and other people that have like people from CC Hub and other
Oh,
tech
okay, perfect,
that
perfect, very
have
nice, very nice. So tech people. Okay, okay, really nice, really nice. So I'm just going to run to mine now. So mine, what's your greatest wish? If you would wish for anything, what would it be?
So I wish, I don't know, I just wish that everyone
The question
knows
is, if
what
you could
they,
wish for anything, what is it going to be?
yes, okay. So I wish that everyone in the world could see the potential and they can
You're
believe
muted,
in
mine.
themselves. Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Can you hear you?
Okay. So I'm just gonna repeat it. So I wish that people around the world could see the potential, they believe in themselves and help each other because if one people just help other, there are 7 billion people in the world, and that would make such a difference. And yeah, everyone could change the world. So believe in yourself and just keep growing, and then you're gonna be alright.
Oh wow. Okay, so your greatest wish is that we have people who find their potential, find their spice and stand out. Yeah. Really, really nice. So I'm running to Joshua now. Joshua, if what is your greatest wish? What have you ever wished to have?
The wish I have, or what have I ever wished for the world? My greatest wish that everybody could get their children to have education, and apart from education, also to have
No, no,
some
just
tech.
mm-hmm.
So for most children and in schools in every country should have some basic knowledge on tech and should have some education too. I because I don't like when I see people on the streets, people who don't have money to even go to school, who have to be on the streets trying to sell stuff, and people who are not even, they are going to school but they don't have they don't know tech in a big way. But I want that, like, every child in the world should have a basic understanding of tech and also to have education too.
Oh, okay, okay. So your wish is not a MacBook Pro. It's not an iPhone 11 Pro.
No, what do I need those for? I can use a Windows.
Oh, okay, nice. So this is the last question, and then I'm going to run to Mai. So Mai, what's your dream for the world? Where do you see the world in 5 years' time? In 10 years, what do you see the world? Do you see robots? Do you see what do you see?
Okay, so in my point of view, I think that if people just keep growing and just have the leader, the people must be the leader of themselves and leader of others, then the world would be so much greener, of course, and I think everything would just be better. And yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Really nice, really nice. And then Joshua, I'm also going to ask you that same question. Where do you see the world in 5 years' time? In 10 years' time? What's your vision for the world?
My vision for the world is more like my wish, but my advanced
Yeah,
wish.
Joshua, the question is for you.
By 10 years, I want to see a lot of children off the streets. I want to see poverty reduced
Yeah,
a
over to
very
you,
large.
Joshua. Where do you see the world in few years to come?
I see that I see the world as a place which many, like, everybody has basic education. Everybody's gotten
Yeah,
in
no,
tech.
no, not a wish. This is
No, like, I mean, like what I see for the world is similar to my wish. But what
oh,
I see for the world is children off the street and also children being grounded in tech.
wow, wow. This is a very great wish. Thank you so much for coming on board. I'm going to invite my colleague Esther right now. We're having a recap photography.
Hi.
Hi,
Okay, so
Esther. Glad to have you here.
yeah, thank you, Maya and Joshua. It's really nice to have you. And so, like I said the other time, make sure you have your notepad and your pen or pencil with you, so you write a lot of things down. And so before we continue, can we just clap for our parents? So Tolani Odukaya talked about his mom, about how she supported him and made him do stuff. Definitely, all of these things he'll be able to do because of his mom. Maya talked about her parents, like the most impact she has in her life is her parents. Joshua also said his mom and dad. So can you just clap for your mom and dad wherever you are? Say thank you, mommy, thank you, daddy, thank you for everything you've been able to do for us. It's really amazing that we have amazing parents like that. So yes, and I really do not know Maya's profile, but I know Joshua is a programmer. So I'm just adding that. So you should know that he's a really big boy, and a really smart one. And thank you to Maya for the things you've been able to tell us. You talked about loving people, and that's one thing your school has been able to teach you. And it's really great that your school can teach you such. And we hope other schools can do stuff like that. And yeah, Joshua talked about mentors also. Have that in mind. Mentorship is a really good thing. You should work on it. So yeah, on to the next thing. We're bringing Arike Photography Hub. Yeah, so she's a photographer and she's just 8 years old and she has achieved a lot. So in the next few minutes, you'll be hearing and saying Arike Muyioluwa. So where is Arike, please? Thank you very much for joining us. My best person. What's there? Hi, baby.
Hi.
You're welcome. It's good to have you with us.
Yes, I am happy.
You're happy?
Yeah.
So you're happy about what?
I'm happy that I'm in the show.
Oh, that's amazing. And everybody all over the world is saying you. Like that's another amazing thing. Yeah, thank you. So anytime from now you can start your session.
Okay.
Say hi now. Your sister doesn't want to say hi to the world. Say hi. Let the world see you. Hi. That's our partner in everything. It's good to have two of you with us today. So is it going to be a joint session or it's only Arike that is speaking? Are you doing it together?
Yes.
Amazing. So let's go. Let's do this. The floor is yours. Keep listening.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. You can go on. We are all hearing you. Go on.
My name is Arike Muyioluwa. I'm 9 years old and I'll be clocking 10 very soon. I want to tell you my story of how I became a professional photographer. I grew up in a dynasty of photographers. My great grandpa is a photographer, my grandma is a photographer, and my parents are photographers. So this is how it started. When I was 2 years old, I was gifted a toy camera at a party where I went with my mom. I grew fond of that camera and I took it everywhere. So when I was 3, my grandma gave me an old camera and I started to play with it. Though it wasn't working, but it was the best gift I ever received. When I was 5 years old, at my 5th birthday, my parents bought me my own camera, the Nikon D7000. Since then, I've been a professional photographer at the age of 5 years old. 5 years.
Amazing.
And I've taken lots of events. I have lots of pictures. I'm taking lots of important people. Thank you. And I've won a lot of awards.
Yeah.
I'm the MDCE of Arika Photography and also the CEO. Thank you.
Okay. Is that all you have for us? Any other thing you have for us? So what does Ajike have for us? Let's say Ajike's voice. And let's say her face very well too.
I'm a hairstylist. My name is Ajike Morosolasho. I'm a hairstylist, a photographer, I'm a fashion designer.
Yeah, Mudu. I've been seeing your pictures everywhere. Okay, Arika and Ajike, thank you very much. So I'll just ask you any questions that come to my mind. So let's start with that. How has mom and dad been supporting you so far? Like, how can you rate them? Let's say 1 to 10. How do you rate how they have been supporting you?
10.
10. Woo! You need to buy drink for mom and dad. That's great. And okay, so another question came up to mind. So you're in school, right? What class are you?
No, I'm not in school right now.
Yeah, I know. No lockdown and everything. I know. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, what class are you if there was no lockdown?
I'm in primary 4 and I'm primary 2.
Primary 4. I think you're already. You are blown already. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that story with us. Thanks to mom and dad for the support, and grandma also, and the gifts that's really taking you all over everywhere. It's a really good thing. So another question that came to mind again is, what do you think you can do to make the world a better place? Hmm.
I want to train people all over the world. No, not all
All
over
over
the world.
all over the world. I love that dream.
Yes.
Just like what
That's
Solani said, say we should dream big, really big. You're already over the world. Yeah, it's really good. And yeah, you have to smile. Like, you deserve it, really. And so if you are to tell your classmates or your age mates, what is it that you tell them?
Never. If they say you cannot do it, show them, tell them that you can do it.
You can do it. Wow. I hope everybody is listening. Oh, like, you can do it, regardless of anything. You can do it. Thank you. And yes, one other question. So, what can you tell other mommies and daddies? So, I know a lot of mommy and daddies are listening to us right now and watching us. Just the way your mom and dad helped you with your professions. You are a photographer, your sister is a fashion designer and hairstylist, also a model. She did not put that one, putting it for her because I've been seeing her pictures. So, what can you tell other mommies and daddies that say, no, you have to go to school, just go to school, don't go and learn any other thing, don't go and do any other thing, just go to school? I know a lot of young children who want to learn how to play the guitar, how to play piano, how to do different things, but their parents are saying, no, just go to school alone. What can you tell mommy and daddy so they can listen to you and probably change their mind that we have to rethink about these things? What can you tell them?
Support them.
Support them. Okay.
Also
Okay.
and
Assist
let
them.
them do what they want to do.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's really nice. And so really, that's just the questions I have for you. I wanted the world to see you and what you can achieve, and I love the way you talked about it, about you can doing anything you want to do, and that's amazing. The world awaits you. Like, we are waiting for you in grand style. Come. Thank you very much for coming. Really appreciate it. Thanks to mommy and daddy. I know mommy and daddy are back. Is it that it's dad or mom that's behind the phone? We say thank you. Thank you for okay, it's dad. I knew it. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. We really appreciate it. And I hope this lockdown has not been so stressful on you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Over to you, Blessing Akpan. Hi, Blessing. Can you hear me?
Just be looking at you. I'm not talking to you now.
Are we live?
Can you hear me?
Okay, so yes, we are
Okay.
through with Arika.
So we have Marigold here. Marigold.
Okay, we have Marigold next.
Okay. We have Marigold here. Hi, Marigold is here.
Hi, Marigold. I can hear you. It's good to have you with us here. Okay, Marigold, if you can hear
We
me,
can't hear
I don't know
you.
if it's from my hand.
Please, it
I
seems
can't
you are
hear,
muted.
unfortunately. Can you help us sort out your speaker, your audio to make sure we can hear you? Hi, Blessing, can you hear me? Your audio to make sure we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you, but I think it's from Marigold. That's why she can't hear us. Marigold, I think you have to unmute yourself. You're muted. No, I think we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think you are muted. I think you should log out, log in, and click on your mic. You have to
Yeah, I can hear you. I think you are muted. I think you should log out, log in, and click on your mic. You have to yeah, I can hear you. I think you should log out, log in, and click on your mic. You have to
Hi, Marigold. Can you hear me? No, I think you're still muted. I can hear you. I can't hear you. Yeah. Yeah, I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear you. You're still muted. I think you have to use a headphone to speak. Okay, hi everyone. So while we are still waiting for Marigo to sort out the issue with our volume so that we can hear her, I would like to bring this icebreaker to all of us. So it's very easy. All you have to do is just write the answer on the comment section. Write the answer on the comment section. So I'll just share my screen and share the with us. So here. So we have okay. So now we begin. Now the first question is trout, carp, and barracuda are names of what? They are names of what? So you are free to write the answer on the comment section. What are the names of? So you have 3 seconds to answer.
So let me go and bring fun. I plug. No work.
What are the names of? So we're still waiting for an answer in the comment section. So we are still waiting.
So it's first person that
Trout, carp, and
win.
barracuda.
I guess what am I eating? That is something like
So we go to the next question. Okay, the next question is how many consonants are there in the English alphabet? How many consonants are there? Oh, it's a row. So number 2 question. How many consonants are there in the English alphabet? How many consonants are there in the English alphabet? So you have 3 seconds. How many consonants are there in the English alphabet? Okay, we are still waiting. Okay, we'll go to the next question. Next question is which planet is known as the red planet? Which planet is known as the red planet? So we've got just one person. Which planet is known as the red planet? Which planet is known as the red planet? Okay, you replaced 21 consonants. Good. So the third question is which planet is known as the red planet? 3 seconds. 20. Which planet is known as the red planet? Okay, so we must just Mars. Which planet is known as the red planet? Awesome. Awesome. Wow. Someone's gotten it. So we go to the next question. Correct. Which is the tallest mountain in the world? Which is the tallest mountain in the world? That's correct. That's correct, Hector. I hope we are not going to Google to ask these questions. Which which mountain is the tallest mountain in the world? Which is the tallest mountain in the world? 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Okay, so next question is what type of whale is the biggest animal in the world? What type of whale What type of whale is the biggest animal in the world? Good. Glory praise Mount Everest. That's correct. That's correct. Itoro was correct. Glory correct. The blue whale. So Wag as blue. Okay, I got someone to say blue whale. Mount Kilimanjaro. No. So the correct answer to the tallest mountain is Mount Everest, and the biggest whale is called blue whale. Animal is the blue whale, and 21 consonants, and fish. So those are correct. So I actually wished we had more children answering the questions because all the answers coming from educators are coming from grown-ups. So I wish we actually had children answering the questions. But all the same, congratulations for an amazing answers. So we have Marigold here. Hi Marigold, can you hear me? I still can't hear you. Can you use your headphone? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. But I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear you. So I think I'll just give you more time to sort it out. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. So maybe I'll give you some time to sort it out and then I'll bring you up again. But right now we could call another speaker. Um, Hector Grimaldo will be on stage for us. Hi Hector, can you hear me?
Yes, hello everyone. Hello from Vietnam.
Hi Hector, thank you so much for being here. Oh, welcome to Nigeria. Yeah. So let's say you've taken a travel to Nigeria without actually boarding the plane. So we're excited to have you here. So we are speaking to children in Nigeria and other outside of the world. So we are
Yes. Well, can everybody hear me? I think the screen froze a little bit. Can I get an okay? Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, everyone. Could somebody type in the chat for me and tell me if you can hear me? Yes. Thank you, Betty. All right. Well, thank you, Blessing, and to the Innovative Child Network for putting this amazing Children's Day together. It's really such a special time to bring so many people from around the world together, and it's truly special to be part of this. So my introduction is that my name is Hector Grimaldo. I was born in Mexico. I studied in the United States of America, but now I am a teacher in Vietnam. And today, I would love to talk to the children of Nigeria and the world about dreams. And while I do that, I would love to share my screen with you. I have prepared a little presentation. And this presentation is titled, Dreamers Are Doers. And what I want to start talking about is what exactly is a rainbow? And as we all know, rainbows are very lovely to look at and very special, and we all want to take a picture with some rainbows, right? There are 7 colors in the rainbow, and it always happens to appear between the rain and the sun. But why am I talking about a rainbow? Well, in a way, all of our dreams and our ideas and our energy could be seen as different colors. And is one color more beautiful than the other? Absolutely not. All colors can be seen starting at the same place in the rainbow and following and ending in the other, at the end of the rainbow. So in a way, following the rainbow is a lot like following your dreams and following that path to your dreams. So should we follow the rainbow? Well, actually, we can go back to Ireland and understand a little bit about what leprechauns are. And in my mind, leprechauns are a bit like fairies. And why they are special is that people believe that when you follow the rainbow and you go to the very, very end, you will find a treasure. You will find gold, and the leprechaun will grant your wishes. Now, am I saying that there's a leprechaun at the end of the rainbow? Not really. But what could be more special than a leprechaun's gold, a leprechaun's pot of gold? Well, that would be your dreams. When you follow your path, when you follow your dreams, it is certain that you will find your treasure. And your treasure will be so special and so different from everybody else's. And that's why dreams are just catered. They're made for you. And your dream doesn't need to be understood or followed by many or even a few people. It must be followed by you. It must be something that you feel inside of you. It's your passion. It's the clarity. It's knowing why you started it. It's knowing why you're doing it. And it's seeing what is at the end of the rainbow for you. And it could be a million things. And if I could ask the children in the call to type in the chat box, what are your dreams? Do you have a dream job? Do you want to be a doctor or a coder or a football player? I would love to see some ideas or some of your dreams in the chat box. And now, yes, can dreams change? You know, when I was young, I wanted to be an architect and build houses and big buildings. But it's not that I stopped liking math and architecture. It's just that I met the right people and I had the most special experiences that made me dream bigger and not only settle for one dream, but many dreams. So it's not that your dreams can change, but you can have a lot. You can have many dreams at the same time. Now, after our podcast here with the Innovative Child Network, I would like to invite you to listen to one of the most famous songs about rainbows and dreams. And you can find this in the movie The Wizard of Oz. Somewhere over the rainbow. Yes, I know you've heard it before. Well, my favorite part of this song is the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. I think it was Malcolm X that said, education is a passport to the future for tomorrow. For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare today. And it was Walt Disney that said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. It was also Walt Disney that said, if you can dream it, you can do it. And now, as everyone here for Children's Day, I want to share just a little bit about what made me a dreamer. And like all of us here, my family was a big inspiration. They always believed in me, they always supported me, and they never said no. Mom, I want to work in Disney World. You're crazy, son, but okay. And I did. Hey, Mom, I want to travel the world. Okay, son, you go. Go do that. And I did. Hey, Mom, I want to be a teacher in Vietnam. Okay, son, good luck. And I did. This is a picture of me when I was in Disney World. And again, dreams come true if you believe in them. And if you ignore, if you close your ears to all the no's that you're going to hear in your life, if you look straight down the road and you can see the pot of gold at the end of your rainbow, you will achieve incredible things. Such like this picture, looking at Big Ben is a lot of people's dreams. And I was lucky enough to not only see Big Ben, but eat a sandwich in the park across the street from Big Ben. I was lucky enough to go to Paris and see the Eiffel Tower in all of its beauty. And I saw it light up in lights. And then again, I believed that dreams do come true. And it's all about continuing and never stopping. This is me in Ireland. Again, I never thought that dream would come true. My last tip for everyone out there, children, adults, and dreamers, that you're not alone, because everybody has a dream. And when we all mix our dreams together and help each other follow the road, our dreams will not only become true, but we will have so much fun while we are on this path and on this journey to making them come true. Have fun with your life and wake up every day with a smile, with hope, and with all of the energy that you are ready to put into your dreams. Believe that you can. Dreaming is fun. Thank you, everyone. Thank
Yeah. Of course, dreaming is fun. Of course, we have to keep dreaming, and of course, we shouldn't give up on our dreams. And no matter how long it takes, it will surely come to pass, surely come to realization. And another important thing is that we shouldn't just dream and just go to sleep. No, we should just dream and try to work towards it to come to reality. We have to work hard. As much as we dream that we're going to get to a particular location, we talk about you getting to Disney World, telling your mom you want to go to Disney World, you want to travel the world. You didn't just say that to just go to sleep. No, you kept on working. You kept on taking on position. You kept on showing out every day, showing up and making sure you do the work. So thank you so much, Hector. Thank you so much. Of course, dreamers are doers. Dreamers are not just dreamers. Dreamers are not just talkers. They are what? They are doers. That is absolutely right. Thank you so much, Hector. Please let's clap for it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think you want to say something.
Happy Children's Day, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so so that was Hector there talking to us about dreamers being doers. So if you have a question, please write it on the chat box. Write it on the chat box, and the speakers will come up to answer your questions when they're ready. So, hi Joshua, glad to have you here. So, glad to speak with you again. So we will be having you now having your session, so you can just start right away. Welcome.
I'm going to show my slides. I'm going to show my slides.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead, share your slides. Go ahead. So, hi, listeners, to everyone who is watching. If you have a question, please do well to drop it in the chat box. The speakers will come up again to answer them. If when I see, and please just indicate which speaker your question is for. Thank you. Hi, Joshua. How to harness your superpowers. We are ready to begin. You have the floor.
Okay, so I'm going to talk now, as I said, about how to harness your superpowers. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Can
can hear you
hear me?
loud. We can hear you loud and clear.
So how to harness your superpowers? So you can see the Spider-Man. So let me go to my next slide. So little about me. I'm Joshua Bola. I'm a programmer, speaker, future skills activist, and I'm also the founder of Joshua Tech, a company that provides solutions to problems for both individuals and businesses. I started coding at the age of 6. I started coding at the age of my parents introduced me to Genius Academy, where I learned some basic coding skills. They actually thought I was too young. By the time I was done, they were very, very, very surprised at what I could do. Then I went to CC Hub, where I went for some extra coding classes, where I learned Scratch, HTML, and CSS. Now I remember one fateful day, one American guy, who just came into my class. I was like, was he a musician? Was he a celebrity? Who was he? When I told my dad about him, and he was like, "God, Josh, this is no ordinary American guy. This is Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, and you didn't even take a selfie with him." Let me get back to my topic. So, as you can see, you should know about Miles from the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. Miles was just a regular kid. He didn't know he had any superpower until he had an encounter at the subway. Until he had an encounter at the subway. So his uncle took him for graffiti painting. Then that's when a spider just bit him, and he got the superpowers. So until that spider bit him, that's when he could get superpowers. So okay, this part of my story. So I started at 2 years when my dad introduced me to music. So you can see me with my bone, dancing, enjoying myself with my bone. I was actually dancing to music. You can see all my Michael Jackson moves. So this are like my tips for developing your talent. Practice. Practice is a key way of developing your talent. Now, the more you practice, the more you get to know things well. And practice and focus also go together. The only way you'll be able to practice and get your things out, or be able to be good at your practice, until you have your focus. Focus when you take time to do that thing, focus on that thing, be strict about the time, and to be disciplined. Better focus are one of the key things of building yourself and also harnessing your superpowers. You need to keep practicing. Not like just like Miles, he was practicing his powers. He was checking on the books, and he was saying like, he was scared, but he was seeing. He kept practicing. He went to go and meet Peter Parker, and just like as Miles did, you to yourself put practice, focus in what you do. Do it, and also you to apply the 10,000 hour rule. 10,000 hour rule is the rule that, and the 10,000 hour rule is the rule that's when you spend like about 10,000 hours in a year to achieve a particular thing. How to talent versus intelligence too. You can have talent, but you also have to invest in your work, practice, focus, and also apply the 10,000 hour rule. So now, before Mouse could get the superpower, and Spider-Man could get the superpower, you have to be beaten by Spider. Also, you should be beaten by the bug of the pursuit of your destiny, the bug of your passion, the bug of what to that's going to give you focus, the bug that's going to give you practice, the bug that is enabling your pursuit of your destiny. Also, you should seek platform to display your talent.
just stick your leg into the corner. Take your chances. Because one of when I took my chances was when I was going to take points. When I was nine, they already thought I was too young. They're like, what can this boy see in a program in a big program like this? But I took my dad took me to the course, to the conference, we did something like we can call it crazy or stupid by letting a 9-year-old get into the stage. But we took our chances and we kept going further and further. Never make a bust up of your talent. Work again. But you should never make the praise the bolster for your talent. Keep building yourself. Keep building yourself. Keep being your focus. Apply the 10,000 hour rule and never make a boast up at your talents. And also, I heard of the word of Thomas Edison. Genius is 1% inspiration, but and 99% respiration. Perspiration, focus, practice. I think sure all this free time that we have right now, we should to focus, build ourselves. Focus on that are more that are productive, neither of all those unproductive activities. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate. Happy Children's Day and stay safe.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
Joshua, you have a new fan. You have a new fan. Thank you so much, Joshua. That was intriguing. Like, I needed to look at the screen again to be sure that is that coming from Joshua or is that the saying it and I'm not seeing his face. That was mind blowing. Thank you so much. It's great that you have such perspective and such mindset about life generally. Thank you for everything you've told us about being a genius, about persistency, and every other thing you said. Like there's so much. Let's keep on listening. Thank you for being a motivator and inspiration. I think I had about you like I think was it 2 years ago or so, and it's really great that I'm seeing you, like seeing you. I wish it was live so I can get that genius hug from you. Like, oh God, I got a hug from a genius and I won't wash my clothes again ever. I'm just gonna hang it. Thank you, Joshua. That was a really nice one. So if you have any questions for Joshua, kindly put us in the comment section and he will gladly answer you.
Hi, Joshua. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we'll be having the next person. Hi, Esther. So, how has the session been so far? How has the speakers? I know personally, I've been wow, like seeing
Like,
the young person speaking and inspiring the whole world. Yeah, I've been
I really
inspired.
can't believe it's happening like this. So I'm really glad that I'm part of it. So later when the whole pandemic is over and I go to an event and I see them like say, I know you, I saw you that day, I met you that day. But I'll screenshot their face and show them. Like it's really amazing this that we are saying. I'm really impressed, really.
Yeah, great. Marigold, welcome. I'm glad we could hear you now.
Hi, Mary. We
Yeah,
can
yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Thank God.
Okay, so you can actually go ahead now. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Marco Bianc. I'm 11 years old, and today I'll be talking to you guys about becoming productive and how to harness your superpowers. The power of having a positive mindset and setting goals. I'm a big believer that anything is possible in life. One thing a person must have is determination. It doesn't even matter if you're the best at something. You must have the right mindset to succeed. You must be willing to fail and keep going again and again, failure after failure. Many people are afraid to fail, So they stop and they give up on their dreams. I've learned that failure is not only okay, but it's a normal part of the journey. Knowing that failure isn't a bad thing and that it's nothing to fear really helps. I know that it's just a part of the path to success. I started my business when I was 5 years old. I was at a market with my mom and saw people selling things at their tables. I said, "Hey, I want to have a table and sell things too." My mom said, "Sure, honey, when you're older." And I said, "No, now. It looks easy. All you have to do is sit there and talk to people." My mom thought about it, and one day she said she found an online ad. The woman was selling supplies to make flower headbands. My mom asked if I was still interested to have a business and sell things at the market. She asked if I would like to make headbands. Of course, I said yes. I was so excited. We learned how to make headbands and then started selling them at markets. Each time I did more and more on my own. My mom was always there to support me if I needed any help. I did really well at the markets and had saved up enough money to go to Paris, which was my dream. We had planned to go in December 2015, but sadly in November 2015 there was a terrorist attack in Paris. So I decided to put my trip on a hold. I learned about other things happening in the world at that time, like the Syrian refugee crisis. I asked my mom if I could use the money to help people instead. We did some research and I decided to sign up for a group of 5 sponsorship for a family from Syria. The family arrived in 2016 and they're doing really well. This was the first time I learned that even though I was only 6 years old, if I had someone to support my ideas, I could make a difference in the world. When I was 9 years old, I was invited on a trip to Kenya with an organization called One Woman. They also have a girls' division called One Girl. I went with my mom and 6 other women from all across Canada. We went through the WE organization. We stayed in Masai Mara in tents and toured local areas. We helped to build a foundation for a girls' dorm at a school. We toured a local farm, some schools, and even a hospital. It was really fun. This was a very eye-opening experience for me to learn about new cultures and how things can be extremely different in different parts of the world. I also saw how important it was to have equal educational opportunities. I loved being at the school and made so many new friends. I took part in many leadership activities during the trip and learned about social enterprise. I realized that my business had turned into one without me even realizing it. When I returned, I decided to use the headband sales to sponsor a student at the Kisaroni School in Kenya through her 4 years of secondary school. We are currently in the 2nd year of sponsorship. I am praying to return to Kenya in December 2022 to attend her graduation. Having a mentor or a person to support you and your ideas is critical to making things happen. It can be your parents, a teacher, a youth leader, or a friend. With support and a positive mindset, you can accomplish really amazing things. A mentor is someone who you can learn from, someone who will guide you and teach you. Over time, you'll be able to do it on your own. I will never forget the first time I did my own market from start to finish. My mom was there, but she just watched while I set everything up. I made the sales on my own, did the credit card transactions, made notes of all the sales in my book, packed up the items, then packed them up again at the end. It felt so good to do it all by myself. I've had so many failures throughout the years. I've done acting, modeling, and often submit auditions. Most of the time, I'm not selected, maybe even 90%. But sometimes it's extremely hard to understand. You feel like there's something wrong with you, and you don't feel like trying anymore. But when you're selected, it's such an amazing feeling. I also try to remember that everyone who is applying is very talented, and that it comes from everyone. Sometimes they're looking for even just something like a specific hair color or a certain look. My community will always be myself, and I will do my thing when the time is right. I also remember that if I don't try, I would never get anything, and that rejection is just a part of the journey. There's enough for all of us out there. We just have to be patient. It's important to always be yourself and be true to yourself. The right things will come to you when it's your time. Don't ever give up if it's important to you. Sometimes amazing things will take time before they happen. Setting goals is also very important. You can set daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly goals. I like to make goals for each week and then break it down into things to do every day. For example, I just finished a 4-week course online. I wrote down videos I would watch each day and I would check them off when I was done. This helped me keep on track and do some work each day. I knew exactly what to do and to stay focused. I was able to finish the course on schedule and on time in 4 weeks. I like to make some big goals as well. This can be sometimes overwhelming, so I break it down into little steps. I just do one step at a time. I look at only the next step and nothing else. Once I'm finished that step, I will look at the next step only and work on that. For example, if I'm working on unicorn headbands, the first step would be to cut out the pieces of felt. Then after that, I'll make the unicorn horns. When that is done, I will look at step 3 and do that. Otherwise, it looks extremely hard when I think about making the large amount of headbands. I think, oh my gosh, I have to cut the felts, glue the ears, wrap the trim, stuff the horns, and glue on the headbands. It seems like such a huge job, but if I do one little step at a time, it makes it seem easy. Every time I finish one of my goals, for example, I just sent an order of 10 headbands to a local boutique to be sold there, I can see that I was able to finish something that I've started. This gives me more confidence to have more goals and to be more productive. It feels so amazing when you see the results of your hard work, and it makes you want to go further. I've been able to accomplish amazing things in my life, thanks to having support from people who believe in me. They guide me, mentor me, and they're like my cheerleaders. Some of my heroes are Malala, Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Martin Luther King Jr., and the Kielburger brothers. I was so lucky to meet Mark Kielburger, Oprah, and Malala. Having people who inspire you is very important. You can read their stories and follow their path to what you would like to accomplish. Even if you're young, it's never too early to have goals or vision. With the proper support and mentors, anything in life is possible. You are the future, and you have it in you to make a difference in the world. Keep positive friends and mentors in your circle. Thank you, and happy Children's Day. Bye.
Thank you, Marigold. Esther,
Thank you,
you're muted.
Marigold. So before you go, finally, probably we might have anyone who has questions for you. So please, if you have any questions, like I said, please type it in the comment section so she can read and answer them. And so before I forget, you mentioned going to Kenya by year 2022. So we are going to Kenya. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So whenever you are going to Kenya, please just let me know so we'll meet there together. I want to also go to Kenya.
Sure.
So we'll go for the graduation together. That'll be fun. Yes, thank you so much, Marigold, for being a big believer that anything is possible. Like, that's one big thing I got from you. Anything is possible. You talked about leadership. You talked about having new good friends. Talk about mentorship, support. Talk about not giving up on things that are important. Talk about having role models. Talking about goals, and you talk about not too young to do anything. And thank you for being a big believer. Really, it's awesome.
Thank you.
Let's hope. Is there any question? Okay. So from the comment section, someone says, okay, her name is Betty Nwachiku. She said, "Hi, Marigold. One word to you. You look so beautiful."
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Betty Nwachiku. Really appreciate it. So if there's any other question, any other comment, we really appreciate it before Marigold goes off.
Thank you so much, Marigold.
Yeah, thank you. It was really fun. Thank you for the opportunity. It was really amazing.
All right, Marigold, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so it's been an amazing session so far. and would like to bring.
Yes.
Okay, over to you. Over to you. Over to
No,
you.
no, no. Bring her home. Bring her home. Like I'm really excited. So no, just bring her.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay. Hi, Mai.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi,
Can you
Ma.
hear us?
Can you hear
Yes.
us? Yes, thank you. Can hear you.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say that you have an amazing voice. Yeah,
Thank
you
you so
have an
much.
amazing voice. So this is our last session for the day celebration. So we'd like you to just say one or two things about. I think you wanted to share something with us. Maybe you just I have a few minutes to just share with us. Share maybe your
Okay.
experience to take part for us. So you have the floor now.
So first of all, I must say thank you for blessing so much for inviting me to this amazing project. So I've just done Q&A about I share about my story, about GMD, how I started. So I just want to repeat it again. So I have the privilege of born in a family that my parents have educated, and uh, they they teach me about gratitude. They teach me about love, and I think that's really important. That's vital because when you feel when you can feel the love, when um, you can love everyone, so then you can just bring good things. You can help other people, and that's one of the most important factor of success, in my point of view.
Oh, thank you, Maya. So we're still listening. If you still have any other thing for her to we're listening. And if that's it, I can ask you like two questions, then call it a day.
Hi, Mai, you are muted. I think you have to unmute
Hi,
yourself.
Maya. Can you hear me?
Oh, I think we've lost her. I think she has. So, okay, while we are still waiting for Maya to still come on board, if you'd like to
Okay.
join the Innovative Child Network, so if you would like to join the Innovative Child Network, this is the link. You just have to register. Just click on this. So this is it. Just type a bit.ly / TIC network. So this is the link you have to register. Remember, it's for children between the ages of 6 to 15 years. And for people who would like to be mentors, the link will be out soon. But for now, we are accepting children on our mentoring program. Okay, guys, so it's been a whole 2+ hours of interacting, of inspiration from speakers, of what again, fun, if I may say. I think my favorite session, I think my favorite session is seeing Joshua with the bone. Yeah, seeing Joshua with the bone, and then the Dreamers Adua session. And of course, all the sessions are so nice, but I just found this one really, really interesting. So now we have my back on stage. So I think we kind of lost that. So
Okay,
my
yes.
okay,
Sorry to cut you.
go on.
So I posted the link on the comment section already. So you can just click the
Okay,
link and be taken to the website straight. Join the innovative charges. Okay,
okay,
Maya, let's
okay.
have
You're muted, Mike.
Can everyone hear me now?
Can someone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Blessing. I think Maya's network connection is bad. She said she's trying to reconnect back.
This has finished. This has finished.
Yes, I can hear you, Blessing. I think Maya's network connection is bad. She said she's trying to reconnect back.
It's okay.
Oh, thank God, Maya is back.
Okay, so are we done? We are still going.
Maya, how you done? Or should I ask you the question? I think I'm gonna skip it.
Um, I'm literally so nervous right now to talk.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's normal. It's normal.
It's fine.
It's okay. So my
If you don't want to answer, it's fine.
no, it's okay. I understand the feeling. So I just have one question for you before you go. You talk about being a president of a club in your school. So can you tell us a little bit about the club?
Okay, so my club is for secondary school students. This is the first music club for secondary school students. So my school have secondary and also high school in the same place. So I see that the older students, they have a lot of club and they achieve medals and they work together so well. So I just asked myself, why don't I just design and just create a club, and that's it. That's how I create my music club. We just dance and sing, and it's totally fun to work together after school like that.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Mai. Thank you. And what do
Thank
you
you
say
so
to
much.
all the children out there? Thank you for what do you say to all the children out there watching you? Maybe happy Children's Day celebration from you would be so
Yeah,
sweet.
my question. That's the question I did had. Thank God you
Sorry,
did.
sorry. Can you repeat that?
Okay,
Okay.
Blessing asked that what do you have to say to children out there today? Any word for today? To every student.
Um,
Okay. I think the network is really giving Maya.
Okay, so I
Really,
think that's
but
okay. I think that's
it's
okay. So
fine.
I guess I think this is where we call it a day. But now I feel like dancing.
Yo,
I don't know who's playing the
yo,
music.
Exactly.
yo.
It's been fire.
I feel like dancing. I don't know who is playing music around here. Yeah, yeah. Okay, just hold on. I think I have to just play music.
I didn't even care yet. Let's just be done. Let me be jumping like
Exactly.
yo.
So
Thank you so
okay,
much, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Really appreciate,
Thank you
and
so much,
we know
guys.
you've
It
been
was
able to
really,
get
really
what
nice.
you think. Just educative as we expected, but more than we expected. It was inspiring. We are gingered. We are motivated more to go and start doing stuff. We're making the world definitely.
It was really, really nice. Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
follow us on Instagram at
Innovate Child.
Innovative
Yeah.
Child. Innovate Child, yes, on Instagram. Innovate Child. On Facebook, the Innovative Child Network. Thank
So
you.
I knew Blessing is going to play that song. Yeah, play the song. Play the song.
Hold on, I'm
I saw
coming.
that.
I'm coming.
First, let me say to you, I cannot wait to see you.
Oh my gosh.
You're the best I knew Do you know how much I really need you? I dey pray for the day when I can finally kiss you. You know,
Oh, Esther, you're following the beat, please.
See,
Happy Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day, guys.
Happy Children's Day.
I sing for you, wanna be like
Oh my God.
Say I may not speak the words to you, but I'll give you what I have. Baby,
Blessing means business. I think Blessing wants to have a child soon.
I didn't stop.
Every day I pray for you. In my house, so there's a permanent place
For you.
That's why my heart today beat like do can. Cause now you are true, so I don't fair me, I don't fair. I sing for you, I be like do can. Baby, now you are go pick up, I don't fair me, I don't fair. Only for you, it be like do can. I sing for you, my baby,
Blessing is really dancing. She means business.
Happy Children's Day. We have to see everybody next year and having several success stories to share with us.
Yes, please. This is going to be live. We hope to have this physically after COVID-19.
No, we just must have it. We must. We must.
We have to.
I have several.
And then Joshua says
going outings like
he's thanking his parents for helping him. Joshua is thanking his parents, and then every speaker that came will always mention their parents. So big shout out to all the parents that encourage their children to do something.
Yeah, thank you, mommy and daddy. We love you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys, really.
Thank you.
You guys are amazing. I think Blessing has been caught up in dancing mode. So
honestly, somebody say in the comment section.
So I hope you guys are there.
So I guys, so we
said someone in session section, comment section rather. Those people that dance.
Those people that dance when they sit down.
I can't dance like this now. If I should stand up, you won't see my moves. You don't get.
I'm the best dancer in the whole world. I'm the best dancer.
Blessing, okay, guys, don't go there. Don't go there. You're not the best dancer. We know that. I don't know how to dance, but I know I'm better than you.
Okay, let's not. Okay, guys, happy Children's Day to all children out there.
Yeah.
You know that we love you, and we can't wait for you. We can't wait for you to sign up for the Innovative Child Network. We want to meet you. We want to associate with you. We want to be around you. We want to mentor you. We want to see you become your best now.
Yes, please.
Okay, guys. So we want to say it's a wrap up. Okay. So
yeah, please to all the parents, support your children. Support creativity, please.
From Nigeria to the world, we say bye. Thanks for joining in. Bye.
Love ya.
Thank
Bye,
you.